This video is about the exciting new worlds of virtual reality and augmented reality technology and how it can help your business.
Welcome to ProfileTree TV, and today we're broadcasting from the Springfield Road Innovation Factory, and we're joined by Brendan McCourt from New Red. So Brendan, thank you for coming in and talking to us today, and we've got some amazing gear as well. You wouldn't mind sharing with anyone watching a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Sure. So I started out life as a journalist, working in newspapers, the Belfast Telegraph, as a freelance with London papers, and then I went into the BBC as a content producer. So I really learnt for both radio and television, and really learned those skills of how to visualize a story and tell a story. So I became a visual storyteller, and that's what I did for a number of years, doing news packages, documentaries, and so on. I then left the BBC to go independent and became excited by emerging new technology as a new way of visual storytelling, and that's called virtual reality and augmented reality.
Excellent. And of course it's something that everyone's hearing loads about, but I'm sure so many people don't know what it is. So I can't resist but ask you just to explain what's the difference between the two.
Okay, so we'll start with virtual reality. Basically, this is the equipment. It's a virtual reality headset, and when you put that on, it immerses you completely in a different environment. So there are two types. There's virtual reality that's filmed almost with a documentary feel. It's filmed in a real environment with real people who are telling you a real story, and you're completely immersed in a 360 environment. And but it's passive. You can't manipulate that environment. So it's like storytelling in a documentary or in a real environment. Then there is virtual reality using CGI, and that's where you take that real environment and make it look, using CGI, make it look as real as possible. The difference is you can manipulate that environment and change it. You can open doors, move furniture, so it's more engaging and more interactive. And using this little controller here, you can interact with it, and it really you can create a game out of it. That's why it's all of this technology came from games software, really. You've heard of the Sony PSVR, PlayStation VR, which millions of gamers around the world are absolutely love. So so we're using that, applying that technology to other environments, and that could be for training, it could be for fun, it could be for education, and that's virtual reality. So augmented reality is something totally different, really. Augmented reality is augmenting the reality that you're in now. So how do you do that? You put on a pair of glasses like this. They are augmented reality glasses. So when you put those on, there's a little camera here, there's a little window. It's almost like a little mini TV that you can see on your right eye, and that will give you extra information about your environment. And it could, if you remember the movie The Terminator, where
it's all
his reality, everything pops up about his targets, height, weight, who they are, and so on. So that's that futuristic technology that's here now, and that's been used. This is an AR headset that's been used in enterprise, in manufacturing. So that is really the difference. This technology is now being used, as I said, in enterprise and for commercial purposes, but in a few years, companies like Apple and Google and many others are working furiously to get this technology out to the masses. So you can imagine the impact that's going to have just in the way we go about our daily lives, work, rest and play.
Very good. So incredible. So amazing opportunities for businesses, I guess, to engage and use this new technology to showcase their products or services to potential customers.
And as I said, both of them are being used, both virtual reality and augmented reality. Businesses are looking to this technology to help them really train people more quickly, more efficiently, and also and that improves their efficiency all round. It cuts costs, and they're all looking to it now as a way of really getting an edge on the competition.
So we've talked about training. Is there other ways that you think that companies could use these to showcase the products? I think I seen IKEA had something where you could put the furniture.
Yeah. I suppose that these glasses are a bit ahead of the frame because AR has been seen mostly on smartphones.
Yes, at the
Pokemon
moment,
Go.
Yeah. Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that.
And that's great.
Yeah. It's a good introduction to it.
Yes, it was. It is. It's still popular. The disadvantage with Pokemon Go is that you have to hold that phone up all the time. It can be tiring.
Yeah.
And that's where the glasses, that's where everyone's realised it's the glasses. Stupid, you know.
Yeah.
Put those on your head and you forget that they're there. And you could be walking down the street and this tech, you could look at a building, say you're on a tourism trip, you know, looking at the pyramids, and suddenly with these glasses on, all this information will come up about the pyramids. It'll also, if you marry that with, you've heard of Amazon Alexa, where you can speak to this speaker. Well, imagine if that technology was in this headset, so you could speak and ask questions, and the artificial intelligence could reply to you. And taking it even a step further, imagine what's also coming down the tracks in the next 2 to 5 years are holograms.
Right.
Where you can see a hologram of a real person, a 3-dimensional hologram that will interact with you, talk to you. Imagine the chat bots that you can see online now. Well, imagine that was a 3-dimensional person.
Wow.
In your real space, and married to that artificial intelligence. So it's like that person, you can ask that person any question and they'll answer you back and give you all the information you need. So it's almost like you have this virtual guide going along with you and helping you along in whatever you're trying to do.
So Star Trek and Star Wars and everything, the technology, we're going to see it actually.
Yeah, it's going to come. It's coming.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
So I can understand then, so exactly if you're going through maybe a museum.
Yes.
And you see a character.
Yeah.
At an exhibition or part of an exhibition, and you can actually interact and learn what they were doing, what life was then.
Yeah, we'll take that to another level. You could have George Clooney or some well-known person who could sell their image to be used in that way. Someone that I would really love, this person to take me around this particular museum. Or you could create a character from times past, Caesar, showing you around the Roman ruins and telling you all about it.
And what he did and how.
Exactly, yeah.
Incredible, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I can see for tourism, amazing opportunities.
Yeah.
And history.
Yeah.
Actually to understand history, incredible.
Yeah.
Especially as you say, taking characters. Oh my word! So wow, and I used to fall asleep in history class. Not be doing that.
Not anymore.
No, it's incredible. But wow, it changes education and the interest in it, which is brilliant.
You can see for education how characters from history can come alive.
Actually get to see what it's really like. So do you think then even local businesses? So I'm sure, you're thinking ordinary businesses, not the big tourism enterprises. Do you think they could also benefit from?
I think they can. I think, of course, it depends what the business is and what your budget is. The technology is coming down in price. It started out very expensive. These headsets were about £400 to £500 a couple of years ago. You can buy this one now. The VR one is £200. This AR headset at the minute is about £1,200.
Wow.
So it's probably more applicable to large scale enterprises at the moment. But as I explained, when Apple and Google bring this technology out in a couple of years' time, they will drive down the price.
Yes. Become mass market.
Become mass market.
So basically what you're saying is no one's going to have a choice. In a few years we will all be somehow involved or immersed.
Absolutely, yeah. Everyone will want this technology because it will just make their lives easier and more engaging and interesting. So.
Incredible. So I'm sure I've seen a video from Facebook, someone where your colleagues, you're working remotely, and there was a character who was your colleague was in the room with you, and you're having a call with them, and the same was happening in their office. So things like that that's where this is going.
It's coming.
Incredible.
So if you add to that, 5G is coming the next year. and that'll speed up everything as well. So I'll be able to send large amounts of data over Wi-Fi and so on.
Very good. So do you think that people will, so do you think the technology will be that we'll be walking around with headsets like this on, or they will be as small as these glasses?
I think where it has to get to is like a pair of sunglasses you put on.
Wow.
And I think these two technologies will merge so that you'll put on a pair of glasses and you can switch from VR, where you're totally immersed, to AR, and it'll be activated by voice or hand gestures.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of opportunities for businesses, and I guess a lot of companies, like even like I'm getting excited thinking of it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of companies then looking at this. And
And it's worth, even if you're a smaller business, it's worth just having a look at what this technology does right now and looking at the price point, because someday you may find it will solve a problem for you and make your business more efficient, more competitive. And it's also important for a second reason, because if you're not doing it, somebody else certainly is doing it. So everyone will be looking to get a competitive edge with this technology.
Very good. So it's like, taking it back to a very small scale, it's like the first companies in on Facebook and mastered Facebook very quickly, dominated and made hay while the sun shone. And now today it's obviously everyone's there and it's very crowded and it's tougher.
Yeah.
I guess anyone that's jumping into this now has an open field and can be innovative and creative.
Yes, that's right. I mean, I know that their construction businesses are very interested in it. Architects, so when they create, rather than having their client look at the plans, they can actually show them the virtual building. They're able to walk around it and get a feel for the space that's there. So it's helping customer or client to visualize the plan, what's on the plan, turn it into a visualization that they can relate to.
Exactly. So instead of just looking at a plan on paper, you can actually walk around the room then, I guess.
And for example, there's a company called Improbable in London, and they've just been bought over by a Japanese bank called SoftBank for $500 million.
Wow.
And their idea was to create a virtual city that's created virtually, that you could walk around and spot problems, and all the different engineers, plumbers, sewage people could put all their plans into a visualization, and you could spot problems before you actually start building the actual building. So that's the future, where we'll build cities virtually before we actually build them.
So games are driving this at the moment, and games.
Gamification is really just a tool to make it more engaging for people. For example, we created an experience on this recently on the virtual reality headset, helping people around the peace lines to engage more. So with people from both sides, we created came together to imagine if they knocked down the peace line or the peace wall between them, what would they put in a new shared space? So they gave us they came up with the idea of what they put there.
Yeah.
So we then created, using CGI, and gamification. We allowed them to knock down the walls with a little football they could pick up, fire at the walls, smash them down, and then hit a button, and up would come this virtual building that would be their new shared space. So
incredible.
We created that one as well. So.
Very good. And how was people's reaction? I suppose maybe it was the first time.
Just amazed.
Yeah.
Just amazed.
Using the technology, but also.
Yeah. And being able to say, God, that's the peace wall. But that's between us, and we've knocked it down.
So actually,
so it's helping them to imagine or visualize a different future using this technology.
Incredible, because we are actually, when you think about the visual creatures, I guess, as a you can read something, and you pick up so much understanding from it, but actually seeing something. And then I guess
seeing is believing.
Yes, and then exactly, and then being immersed in it, where you can actually interact with it again. It's another level. So it is really incredible. Yeah. So there's risks then to companies who don't, and that's why I'm so happy with sharing with us today about this technology, because again, we're novices. I've seen and I've used this once. I need to maybe I need to look at my Christmas list from Santa. Okay. But there's risks not understanding the technology and what's
I think
happening
it's
around
like
us?
all technology that's out there today. They taught that we're in the fourth industrial revolution, where this technology, the Internet of Things, 5G, VR, AR, are gonna artificial intelligence are gonna change everything in this society. Driverless cars. So massive change is coming, and I think it's important to keep abreast of it and to recognise how it could affect your business and what you do, and maybe how it could improve it.
Exactly, there's opportunities.
And the danger is that if you don't do it, someone else will,
Yeah.
and put you at a disadvantage.
Of course, especially the early adopters, I can imagine. So part of the service you offer then, so you actually provide software solutions.
Yeah, well, we can take a building and build it from the plan up, so the client can see it, put the headset on. We can use it as an educational experience to in a gamified way, where people have options and can try out different things and make it fun to use. So it's much more engaging and interactive, and it's immersive. So all the science and research shows that this works really well, and it stays in people's heads and people's minds. So they learn better using this technology.
Incredible. So companies actually then are coming now. You're finding companies are open and coming and looking for solutions. So we better get our skates on then and start thinking of how we're going to. Wow.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned training as well. So training is something that people.
Yeah. Well, training. I mean, it's for example, people who work on an oil rig, safety training.
Yeah.
Could have massive advantages for that. Training airline pilots, that's already happening. There's so many ways you can use this technology to train people. Also for entertainment. Storytelling is going to change massively. All the big Hollywood movie companies are looking to see how they can make the movie experience more immersive. So eventually you could be sitting in the middle of the movie, on the set with the action happening around you. Taking that to another mind-boggling level, you might be able to talk to the characters.
Incredible.
So it's going to amazing places. Yeah.
So really exciting, really exciting. So just to recap then, so if someone has no idea, so like myself, so I've put on the glasses once before, so if I'm thinking that this holiday period or in the near future I should go and find out a little bit more about this, would you suggest I would go on to Amazon or somewhere and pick up one of these headsets, or what hardware, software do I need?
I would suggest coming along to us at the Innovation Factory, and we can give you a demo.
Even better.
We're going to be demoing at a construction expo actually in February here in Belfast, so that to show people how technology can help them in that regard. But come along and talk to us, and we'll show you what it can do.
Excellent.
We also do high-end short and long films as well, so we haven't left that behind. But just give us a shout and come in and see what we're doing. And
talk about. So your background is actually, as you mentioned, obviously video production, video making.
Well, a producer and a director.
Incredible.
I'm not an editor as such, but I've worked with editors, for many decades. So.
So you know the importance of stories and business and
exactly,
and then it's a natural progression into this exciting technology. So Brian, you're open to anyone reaching out and having a chat and
trying it out.
Incredible, because once you try it out, that's it. You think you're taken.
Yeah.
That's it. You'll never go back. Amazing. So definitely a recommendation is to try it out. So if anyone wants to reach out to you, then what's the best way to get in touch?
Go to our website www.newred.tv, NEWRED.tv, or give us a shout at the Innovation Factory. But all our details are on the website.
Excellent.
And we'll be happy to
take
a demo and
talk about business.
Exactly.
Again, and brilliant. We'll have the links just underneath the video as well. So basically, your recommendation is every business leader, anyone that's in business at all, should at least sample or understand this technology to know what's coming in the next couple of years.
Absolutely.
To be aware. Brilliant. So excellent. We'll take you up on that offer as well.
Thank you, Kieran.
Well, thank you very much for coming in today and giving us an insight into what's happening around AR and VR. Incredible opportunity. So we're really looking forward to the future. No doubt, as things launch, we'll get you to come and talk to us again about it. So thank you very much for your time today.
My pleasure.
And thank you for watching this today. Hopefully you've had a little bit of an insight. Really exciting times. So you do need to reach out and have a chat with Brendan and see what's happening and what maybe opportunities are open for your business. Thank you for watching this today, and hopefully we'll see you in tomorrow's video. This is Kieran from ProfileTree, the content marketing agency. Thank you. Right now, so I'm in Anne Frank's house. I'm walking upstairs.
If one climbs the stairs and opens the door at the top, one is amazed to find such a large, light and spacious room in such an old canal house. The kitchen, in other words, and also the bedroom of Mr. and Mrs. Van Pels, the common living room, dining room and study.
Excellent. So I'm going into the room. So
And you can hear some of the sounds that would remind you of what it was like, what it must have been like for them. You know,
Amazing.
hiding from the Nazis in that little house.
So I can see exactly. So I see all the beds, the rooms. Gosh, the graphics are amazing actually. For someone who spent too much time playing games.
It's very photorealistic, isn't it?
Unbelievable. Actually, I'm blown away. I'm over at the table now. I see all the stuff in the books. Hear the dogs barking. That's me going for Christmas now. It's like done. And the sinks, the old cooker. Oh my word, yeah. Incredible.
Press it again, you'll see we ticks at the side. Just keep pressing. So
Yeah.
that's like a checklist.
Yeah.
Are all the parts there?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Oh, there's one part there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, then the second part. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Keep
So
going.
it's
Keep
actually
go through it.
training.
So
me
imagine
in
if you're on a machine, the real machine, then you see the wee diagram beside it. Keep going.
and yeah, I don't have to look at it.
And there's a wee animation comes at the end to
Show me how to
Yeah.
how to assemble the machine now. So I've been shown how to put on the nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Simultaneously, you could be talking to your boss. Could be saying there's a camera in front, so you could be talking to your boss. You could be saying so.
This is what we're doing.
Watching
this is
what
how we
you're
do it.
doing just to check that you're doing it right.